Greetings to you all from Global Self-Education Platform. I am Dr. Kafayat Kehinde Lamidi. Today's lecture is entitled Transitioning to Higher Education Institutions. And the opening questions include: how can students respond to higher education institutions' expectations? And secondly, what are the best ways to cope with higher education challenges? And the purpose of exploring these two questions is to highlight the challenges faced by university or higher education students, and then also to provide guidance on how to cope with academic related challenges and expectations. But before I proceed further, let me seize this opportunity to congratulate all our students, both nationally and globally, for their A-level results and achievements. And by now, most students, with the support of their parents, guardians, carers, are now preparing and planning to start or return to university from September. Given this contents in terms of the recent COVID-19 lockdown that is gradually easing off, for prospective students, there will be ambition around expectations and also curiosity about experience, both personal journey as well as academic experience, which will be unique to individual students. As such, this lecture is structured in 3 levels of expectation and experience, so to say. And in the first part, I will talk about the university or the institutional level expectation. And in the second part, I will talk about the course or the faculty, or if you like, you can say the departmental level expectations. And finally, I will talk about the subject or the teacher level expectation, which I will be the third part. I will be focusing more on that. Okay, and then I will summarize this section. So, as I said in the first part, institutional or university level expectation, first, you need to see the university as an opportunity, as an opportunity for you to develop yourself as personal development, journey, or an opportunity for you, to become more mature in terms of maturity. And having said that, first you need to, develop positive behavior and attitude towards your learning. And the reason I said this is because, like I said, some of the challenges I will highlight to you, which firstly is the timetable. Your timetable in most universities, you will have your lecture between 9 to 5, which is more or less like full-time job, yeah? And for those of you who are just starting your first year, you can imagine going to school like you're going to a full-time job. It's going to be different from your college or from your sixth form journey, because you will be coming to a very different environment where we expect you to be more matured. That's why I said, firstly, you have to develop that positive attitude and see it as an opportunity for your personal development, because by the time you finish your third or fourth year, you will see your level of maturity will improve. So given that you have 9 to 5 timetable, which is like between 3 to 5 days in a week, and that will be your first challenge because of the workload. So the challenge in that aspect of timetabling will be your workload, okay? So you will be navigating and coping with academic challenges And to do that, you are required, to be highly committed and also to be consistent towards your learning. I repeat, commitment is very important. It's very, very important. Only you can do it. Nobody can do it for you. All we just have to give you is to guide you, to empower you, to encourage you, but that drive that will keep pushing you is only you yourself. And that you can get when you are committed to your learning. So the other point I would like to highlight here is what I describe as pacing and easing. Pacing and easing in the sense that, work will be faster than you expected. And secondly, work will not be as easy as you anticipated or as easy as you expect it to be. So the first rule is let your refresher week be academically productive rather than wholly social, because freshers week, as you all know, or as you might have heard from those who have been or who have attended freshers week before, it's only mainly social. However, you start seeing that week as the beginning of your academic journey and try to make it academically productive. Even though it's social, don't let it get too much into your head, okay? Try to use that week to maximize it, to do something that will contribute towards, being more productive, academic wise, in the sense that try to attend more of the induction program rather than, going to the drinking session or going for more social activities. There are social spaces within the university campus, and the Freshers Week is there to welcome you to campus, to get you interact, to create that atmosphere of friendliness so that you can get to know other students. But that Freshers Week, it means a lot and it will contribute a lot towards your journey. So my advice to you is that try to maximize this to your own advantage in terms of making it more academically productive rather than going clubbing or just try to attend the induction program. That is the way I will put it to you. And the induction program is there for communication and to feed you with necessary information. That is why I would encourage you to put more emphasis on the induction program than the Freshers Week. So that is what I mean by make it more academically productive. Okay, so rule number 2 I will give you is, let me ask you a question, okay? You would like to work with, a certain group of students, but they don't want to work with you. What would you do? Please reflect, take a moment to reflect on this question and think about what would you do? What are the options for you to explore if you would like to work? Because I'm still coming to that, where you have assessment method, there will be individual assessment and there will be group assessment. But in this case now, you want to work with other groups that don't want to work with you. What would you do? So this is where we have what I would describe as identity crisis, okay? In the sense that rather than saying it as a turn down or as as something negative, or receiving that as not too well as you would have expected, why can't you turn it around and try to come from the approach of what I call team leading? Team leading in the sense that's why I say reflect on that question, but I will give you one, which is team leading. Team leading, if they don't want to in the group, you create your own group and drive that team to complete their assignments. And that is where you need your commitment. It's only when you are committed to your learning that you will be prepared to take the leadership role. Because leadership role, I must highlight, is not, or I must acknowledge, it's not that simple, okay? But you can lead, you can do it, okay? Take the opportunity when you are turned down on something, just turn it positively and make use of it in another way around to your own advantage and to the advantage of other members of your group. So team leading is one I will give to you in this regard. So create your own team that you want to work with and try to make the lead in terms of communicating and carrying the member of your team along. So in that regard of identity crisis, another point I will encourage you is adapting and integrating. Okay, because you will be coming into a new environment, as I said, you must accept, that you are welcome into a new culture or a new environment. So the adaptation and the integration aspect for you now is accepting and learning a new culture and environment. Okay, that is that about the university or institutional level expectations. I repeat, is about your personal development, your maturity is important, your positive behavior is highly important as well, your attitude to learning is crucial, and also in order to help you navigate and cope with academic challenges, you need to be highly committed. So commitment and consistency is also relevant here. And don't forget my pacing and easing, approach, in the sense that turn your freshers week, to something academically productive by making use of the or attending the induction program, where you will have the opportunity for more information and communication. Okay, and don't forget, where there is identity crisis, which of course there will be, because you will meet students from all over the countries, from all over the world. You will meet some from from your from your own country, some other one from other countries. So it is important for you to have that ability to adapt and integrate well with your fellow students, as well as the lecturers as well, because we will have different lecturers for different subjects, different modules. So accepting and learning to adapt to a new cultural environment is important at the university level. So now let's move on to the course or departmental level expectations. Firstly, is you knowing that you are doing something that you truly love and you are passionate about. Okay. Secondly, is about you knowing and working closely with your personal tutor. Please, in your first year, try to go to the subjects group leader of your department, ask them to allocate you a personal tutor. It's important, okay? They will tell you more about the function of a personal tutor, but by the name personal, if you know that, what it means is that you have more, mutual relationship with your personal tutor than even more than your lecturer, okay? Personal tutor will have more time for you. Also, participate in field trips, workshops, this kind of like extracurricular or enterprise activities. Try to be involved, okay? Then, when you are involved in this type of activities, ask questions, take notes, create your own, reflective log. For example, where do you go to? What's her or is the activities involved? With who? Who do you meet there? Okay. Also, when did it take place and how? You understand? And at the end of the day, try to reflect on what you derived from that journey or from that trip or the workshops. Okay. So reflective log is important because all this will help you when you are writing your personal development, plan or portfolio or reflective exercise as part of your course. Okay. Also organize, because your course will be organized in a highly prescriptive manner. For example, university level will be using terminologies like critically, so they will be highly prescriptive. Very, very, even your coursework you will be seeing, I will talk about that later. Something like, critically evaluate, critically analyze, all kind of, terms. So in this sense, that the way it is prescribed means that you need to, respond, critically yourself by, analyzing the context, the concepts, or the case that you've been given in a rigorous manner. So, because it's prescriptive, it means that you will have less academic freedom and autonomy. But don't see it as something boring or something that is too much for you. Just accept it as something for your personal development. It's a journey that you will look back after 3 to 4 years and say, yeah, you've come this far. So, because you will have your tutorial session, which will constitute about up to 20 students, and you will have your lectures that will be involving more than 20 students in a big hall. So you see, it will be the timetabling, the method of delivery, and everything will be highly prescriptive, as I said. And that's why I've point out to how your assessment will look like, and we will cover that in the third section, which is the teacher subject section. I'll give you more about that. So now the teacher subjects level expectation. Okay. One is about your feedback. The challenges here include feedback. Feedback in the sense that try to receive and respond to feedback on time. First, acknowledge feedback that you've been given, work on it, then send it back. Look at it. Acknowledge when you've been given feedback, acknowledge it, work on it, and send it back to your teacher. That's why I said this session is called teacher or subjects level expectation. Okay. So the feedback is about acknowledging it, working on it, and sending it back to them. And second part of this is that presenting, reviewing, as well as submitting your assessments. First, when you receive your assessment brief, make note of it. Highlight the dates, the deadline. Make a note of the deadline. Save it on your phone and start planning. Start planning. Here you will require time management, because remember I told you assessments will be individual based and group based assessments. Then your ability to manage your time effectively, this is where you will develop more about time management yourself. So try to start planning on time, start the preparation on time, make note of your deadlines, and try to break down your workload in the best way you can. If you are working in a group, try, if you are not the team leader, try to work closely with all the group members. Try to be facilitating the activities. Don't just leave it to the team leader alone. Try to be an active member of the team as well, because it will help you in your own individual based project as well. The contribution you are giving to your group work, as well as the effort you are putting into your individual assessment, and the long run will all come together to make a whole. So that's the second part, presenting, reviewing, and submitting your assessment. Okay, it's about planning, time management, and making note of your deadline. Then the third part of this teacher or subject level expectation is the classroom environment. What do I mean by the classroom environment? Okay, first, when you are in the classroom, try to be an active listener. Okay, secondly, try to exchange ideas, and contribute to discussion. Try to be actively engaged. Okay, because your engagement will lead to your empowerment. Okay, because the teacher or the lecturer will be asking questions. Don't just sit down there. Try to contribute. There's no stupid response. There's no stupid answer. Try to share your knowledge, your thoughts about what you know. Nobody is perfect. Okay, try to contribute to ideas, discussion, and share your own thoughts as well. So the more engaged you are, the more you will feel empowered. Then another aspect is attendance. Try to be punctual and try to be regular. Okay, try not to miss your class. Okay, try as much as possible not to miss a lesson. Also, it's about interaction. Try to interact with your teacher, your lecturer, your co-students, and as well as other members of your department or your faculty. So interaction is very important. It will help your communication skills and interpersonal skills development. Okay, and in the classroom arrangement or classroom environment, also try to make effort to sit at the front. Not everybody like that, but I would just encourage you to do that. It's for your own good, because the more you are there at the front, the more you will be ready and willing, to participate and contribute to classroom discussion, rather than sitting at the back and you just don't feel bothered to contribute. Okay. All right. So also try to prepare in advance. That's another one regarding the classroom environment. Try to prepare in advance. They will give you you will have your handbook. They will always have the lecture slide on Unilearn or any other form of thing that you use at your institution. Okay, try to go to the Unilearn, section. Try to know what is the lecture or tutorial ahead in the next week for the next day, and try to prepare in advance. It helps a lot, because a student who is well prepared is that one that always contributes in the classroom. Okay. If you are not prepared, the teacher will be asking questions or will be talking about the topic. You will always wait for the teacher to finish before you can make contribution. But as the teacher is talking, you've already prepared, you know where to come in and you know where to contribute, whether you agree or disagree with what the teacher is saying. You will always have the opportunity, to have your own inputs. That's the advantage of preparation. Okay. So the other part of the teacher or subject level expectation is your referencing to have, and then plagiarism aspect. The plagiarism is a great challenge for most students, particularly in year one. You will be expected to write in a way that you don't copy and paste. All the attitude of copy and paste, you have to drop it. You drop it. This is university level. You have to learn to paraphrase. You have to learn to use your own words when you are giving assessment or essay. You don't just draw something from YouTube or from the internet. You have to read it and twig it around in your own words, to avoid plagiarism or self-plagiarism. Then referencing, try to reference appropriately, both in terms of in-text citation. You can go to the library for this. They always have sessions in the library where they will teach you how to do referencing. And try to attend, apart from your normal module and lecture, there are always some sessions organized by the library and the IT team within the university. Try to attend as much as you can. Okay, it will be for you, because you have nothing to lose. You always benefit. So in terms of your referencing, try to familiarize yourself with the referencing style of your university, because some universities have different referencing style. Some use Harvard referencing, some use APA referencing. So try to know which one is appropriate for you or is required for your university. Also, standardized referencing style. Try to maintain consistency. Okay. And for referencing, apart from the library, within the school, whether business school or engineering, you will always have what they call academic skills tutors. So try to go to them if you need help with your writing skills, if you need help with your referencing as well. So you can go to the academic skills tutor, or you can find help in the library as well. Sometimes they work together. Okay. So that is about all the three parts that I've talked about. So in summary, because I told you that we're looking at two questions. The first question that we look at is, how can students respond to the expectations of higher institutions? Then secondly, what are the best way to cope? So let me summarize that briefly. First is responding. Try to make use of your personal tutor. Try to get one allocated. As soon as you start your first year, go to your department head, ask them that you need your personal tutor contact. So try to get in touch with your personal tutor. Secondly is your academic skills tutor. Also, you have the library staff as well, or the IT staff. Then mentors. Sometimes this can be your senior students. Try to know who have done the course that you are doing. When you come in as first year student, you always have second year and final year students. Try to liaise with them and, for your own good. Also, make use of facilities such as the library. Library is always there 24 hours. Then always be prepared and ready. So these are my advice in terms of, the best way for you to cope with the challenges in the university. The second part of the other part is the coping. Sorry, the first one happen to be the way you can respond. Anyway, both of them are interrelated. So first is about yourself. In terms of coping, it's all about you. All about you. You have to be yourself. You have to know yourself. When you know yourself, what you are good at, when you know your weakness, you know what you need. You'll be able to identify what your needs are. And once you identify that, you know how to meet that based using those items I've said earlier on, in terms of the academic skill tutor, personal tutor, the librarian, the IT staff, the library, as well as getting prepared, and mentors as well. So knowing yourself, be yourself. Then all the concept of self, think about them. Self-efficacy, self-discipline, because you don't want to be distracted. You want to maintain your focus. You want to keep on track. You want to stay on track. You don't want any distraction. And for you to avoid distraction or to prevent any distraction is about you disciplining yourself. It's about self-discipline. It's about, your self-efficacy. It's about you being committed to your learning, to your studying. It's about you interacting with your staff, creating the bond, It's about you trying to integrate yourself, trying to adapt, as well as accepting and learning new culture. You must be ready for that change, okay? And be flexible as well. If something doesn't go your way, try to, look for the best way to make it good for you. Remember I told you about identity crisis, which is self-identity. Self-identity, sometimes it will help you, and sometimes it might not work for you the way you expect. But what do? You try to twist things around to the best way it can favor you, using team leading, like I said, from your own team. If you can from your own team, good for you. If you're accepted into a group, work with them. Don't say because there is a team leader who is responsible to carry all the workload, work closely with the team leader to make the best out of the project and to get good results. It's all for the group. Okay, so these are all my few tips, and I hope you find it useful. I am Dr. Kafayat Kendi Lamidi from Global Self Education Platform. Like I said to you, self-identity. So I am self-identified as is. I am an entrepreneurship expert. I am an academic scholar, as well as an author of Global Business Organization, as well as Global Corporate Entrepreneurship, Perspectives, Practices, Principles, and Policies. These are my books, volume 1, 2, and 3. You might find them. It's on Amazon.com as well as Barnes and Noble, and also you can find it on the Author House website. If your course is related to management or business, this will be really good for you, particularly not at the first year, but when you are writing your dissertation or when you are doing your thesis or PhD, your doctorate degree. So you will find my books very useful, both conceptually, theoretically, practically, and methodologically. So thank you very much for your time and your audience. I hope you find it useful. I wish you all the best in your journey. It is a life journey because your career begins when you start your university. In your first year, try to make the best experience out of it, because both your personal and academic experience will be interwoven. Try to make the best of it by making use of the points I've given you, and then don't make, don't make all the time or put all time on social. Social is always there, but remember you are going there for academic work, academic matter. Put it there in your head, academic matter, okay? Social and academic, social and academic. Don't make it more social, less academic. More academic, less social. That is my final word for you to take away. More academic and less social. More academic, less social. All the best in your journey, and bye for now. Thank you for your time.